Reaction Bros. I'm Kristen.
I'm Christopher.
And we finally returning to this after what seems like forever.
Yeah.
We've heard about this back earlier this year.
We did a reaction on the last one.
Then we heard some of the controversy about it. Now we're of course talking about Birth of the Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Now what was the plot again?
It's pretty much based around what happens in San Francisco. Pretty much the whole big fight he has with with him teaching with him teaching the whole Gaijin pretty much.
Yeah.
He's teaching Gaijin, and so back in the day they were against it. So they put this big fight together pretty much so you could get everything okayed and everything good to go and stuff like that. And it seems like in the last trailer seemed like it was more focused. It wasn't really focused. They made it seem like because I rewatched it after hearing what people were saying. I took a closer look at it, and I'm like, I didn't really see it close enough. But they made it seem like as if Bruce Lee was more like, if you think about it, looked like he was more not like the bad guy, but more of like he was like the tough nut. I'm like, hey, you got this other guy who's just arriving into New York and stuff like that, and somebody else is mentioning him about Bruce Lee and stuff like that, and they're making it seem like he's like more like the hero or the innocent type. And his daughter his daughter did see the movie.
Sorry. Let's cut back to real world.
Yeah, back to the real world now. His daughter, Shannon Lee, who runs the Bruce Lee Foundation, runs the Bruce Lee Facebook page and everything.
She saw the movie?
She saw the film fully, and she thought it was a travesty. She thought it was a step backwards for Asian films. And she's like, this is not the correct portrayal of Bruce Lee.
Of her father.
Of her father. It's like, this is not a great portrayal. It's a travesty, and she's like, oh, I am against it.
Well, WWE Studios doesn't think the same way because they're the ones distributing it.
Yeah, they're the ones who picked it up, and they're now distributing it.
And like with Armed Response, it's time to spot that wrestler.
Welcome, yeah, exactly. That's what she does. Spot that wrestler.
If they snuck in
at least a quick somebody in there. But let's take a look at this and dive into this. This is for the Birth of the Dragon. The official trailer debut since you said
it's official now.
It's official now, and they actually are being distributed, of course, by WWE. So let's take a look at this and see what we're getting ourselves into. So here we go.
You boys done playing? This is Kung Fu. You're not training for the Olympics. You're training for the street. Action! Jack Man. He's leaving the Shaolin Temple to check out Kung Fu in America. People in Chinatown don't like that I teach whites. Shaolin said Wong Jack Man is spy on me. He may be the only person in this world who can tear down everything I've been working so hard to build up. Sooner or later, gonna have to fight him.
What does Sifu Li teach you?
He teaches us to kick ass.
Kick ass. Your technique is impressive. But
one-inch
it has
punch.
one limitation.
Right.
You.
I'm the future. You're the past. You're irrelevant, Wong. Fight me.
I will accept your challenge.
Feels like they actually got somebody to make this trailer. Let them call out someone.
No holds barred. No limits. You guys kill each other.
Now you begin to exceed your limits.
What limits? Ever show you my one-inch punch, Tony?
It's like now after, like I said, after saying what I said, it's like you see it much closer now, and you're like, the way they're portraying Bruce Lee, you're like,
I don't remember if he was ever this cocky.
He was never this cocky. That's the problem, and I see why.
I don't know. It wasn't the fact he was cocky. He was just really confident in what he could do.
Yeah, and like I said, I see what she's trying to talk about, where it's like he was. I mean, even in the biopic film, even before this big fight, he wasn't like as cocky or anything like that. He was very confident, but he wasn't like this cocky about what he can do, his capabilities, stuff like that. And that's I'm like now I'm seeing see what she's talking about, and I'm really, really against it pretty much myself. Where I'm like, I don't even know if I'll even watch this film. To be honest,
it looks fine. I mean,
even if I do, it'll probably be more like a rental, pretty much, more of like a Netflix stream type of thing. That's all. That's the farthest I'll go. But I want to go in theaters to pay for this, honestly.
Yeah, it's like a rental at best for me too. It looks fine. I think like the portrayal of him it really depends on who you ask. Like if you ask his daughter,
who knew of course pretty much because it's his daughter, but knew him well pretty much on how he was.
Then he's not exactly being portrayed correctly. If you're going off of what you think of Bruce Lee, I think that's what they're going off of.
That's what they're going off of.
Is that they're not going off of what the
true people who really did know him. It's like here they're going off of what people just know of him. That's it. That's what they're going off of, and
yeah, because there have been movies out there. Like I found out, the Tupac Shakur biopic. There's parts where apparently Tupac tells Jada Pinkett, the real Jada Pinkett, who he dated for a while, poems and stuff, and Jada Pinkett Smith said he never did that.
Yeah, see, that's why when it says inspired, that means half of it's not true, pretty much. Half of it was just majority of it's all just.
So that's what I'm saying. It's not going off of what not entirely going off of who Bruce Lee exactly was. It's going off of what a lot of people perceive Bruce Lee to be.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what they're doing. And a
lot
of
people,
people,
that's where it's
going to start throwing people who do know him. It's going to throw a lot of people off, or they're going to be like, no, I can't. It's just yeah. So I mean. Like I said, for me, for best, like I said, it's going to be a stream. That's it. Just to watch on Netflix, stuff like that. Unfortunately, we didn't spot any type of wrestler in this, because normally we do. But probably there's somebody in there, at least one. Probably that's a small little character cameo.
Sure.
One of those quick cameos or something like that. Something. But like I said, that's the most you'll get from me. Probably from you as well. Because to be honest, we are huge Bruce Lee fans. We've watched majority of his films. And I love them all. This one just is a very low for me. It's a very down low for me, where it's like
I said, it's just a rental.
Rental stream, pretty much. That's all it's gonna be for us.
Yeah. So other than that, though, if you're new to the channel, you can hit the like button. If you want to talk to us more about stuff like this, comment down below. If you want to share us around, share it around. And if you like us just a little bit more than anybody else who's talking about stuff like this, hit the subscribe button down below or at the end of this video.
And again, if you agree or even disagree, let us know. If you're like us, you grew up with a lot of Bruce Lee stuff. You knew who Bruce Lee was, pretty much. Do you agree with this, or even if you disagree and you still are like us, you really know Bruce Lee. Definitely let us know. What your thoughts are on this and how their take is on it. Do you agree with them or you disagree? For us, it just didn't really kick in for us because it didn't feel like Bruce Lee. It didn't really feel like him. Yeah. It feels like, what they did? It's like they did with Steve Jobs. We got one movie where he's a cool type of person. He's about innovative stuff, and then you get this other film about Steve Jobs where he was a cocky son of a bitch. So it's like you get two sides of him, even though one was more true than the other. Yeah. But with this, that's to me, it's like it's going in that path where it's like we're seeing it's like this wasn't really the side of Bruce Lee we all knew pretty much. Yeah. So, but definitely let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know what you think. Are you going to see this film in theaters, or is it going to be like, a stream just later on? Definitely let us know in the comments below, especially if you agree with what we say.
Yeah, so until next time, I'm Kristen.
I'm Christopher.
That was definitely a very dragon-filled episode of SRB.
See ya!
Later.
Hey guys, thanks for watching.
Yeah, and if you want to see any more of our videos, check out the playlist links down below in the description.
And you can also check out our Twitter account pretty much down below at Super React Bros.